Alright, and hello everyone, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena comprehensive draft video. I hope everyone's enjoying their Friday Night Magic events. It seems like something new has popped out of the Quick Draft queue, and definitely one of my favorite draft sets this entire year. I think I like it more than Ikoria and Throne of Eldraine. Although I do like Throne of Eldraine more than Ikoria, but less than Theros, I think this is still a pretty good draft set. Don't have enough gems for a human draft, but I can imagine it being very fun later on once I get enough gems. But for now, let's dive back right into Theros Beyond Death. Definitely a very deep set. I think black is the best color in this set. There's a lot of synergy involved. I think blue could be the worst color in this set depending on what you open. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the escape mechanic. I do like the sacrifice theme in Rakdos as well. The constellation synergies can be fun depending on what you end up drafting. But let's fire off a nice Theros Beyond Death draft. Impact 1, pick 1. What do we have the pleasure of opening? Well, in the best colors, we do have a nice rare that can synergize well with escape creatures. Not only is this a 5 mana 4/4 lifelink that can help you stabilize, but it can also put your best escape creature into your yard, and then you can escape it for 1 generic less. So it's definitely a good first pick. I am a big fan of the escape mechanic, and black is the best color in this set, so you definitely want to lean towards black. Looking at the uncommons, there's a Nyx Herald for the white-green aggressive constellation deck. Not a big fan of this in blue-green. I don't even like blue-green unless you open up the Eutropia at uncommon Eutropia. It's the 3 mana, 1 generic, 1 blue, 1 green, 2/2 that whenever enchantment enters the battlefield, you can put a 1/1 counter onto a target creature and also gains flying until end of turn. That card is definitely very powerful, and that's the reason to be in blue-green. But Nyx Herald is more like a white-green gold card, since you're trying to constantly enable Constellation and you're looking to be very aggressive. So the trample and the +1/+1 pump effect is quite important. So I do like Nyx Herald in white-green. Outside of it, I don't really like it in black-green escape, or I guess it can be okay in a Power 4 Matters deck, depending on how many enchantments that you have. But it's an okay uncommon. I don't think it's amazing. Also don't think Dream Shaper Shaman is amazing. Since 6 mana is a lot, and it is very random, depending on what you sacrifice. But it can be fine if you have a lot of tokens. But not something I'm interested in playing. And then Seagot Scorn. Again, I said blue is the worst color in the set, and blue tends to be very controlling unless you're in blue-white. I can see this being played as a decent top-end finisher in blue-white flyers, but I wouldn't play it outside of that. It could definitely be a nice way to set the opponent back and get in a huge hit if you're playing in blue-white. But outside that, I don't really like it. Looking at the commons, we have Daybreak Chimera and Heliod's Pilgrim as standout commons. Underworld Ragehound I also like, but I do rate them a little bit lower than Daybreak Chimera and Heliod's Pilgrim. This is definitely a very good escape creature, and I think every escape creature in this set is very good, since you can just get it back, and the opponent maybe is forced to retrade onto the creature again, which results in a nice 2-for-1. But it is forced to attack every turn. If you run into a 4 toughness creature, or even a 1 toughness creature like a 1/1, it can just easily get blanked. But it's a solid 2-drop. Nothing special about that. And between Daybreak Chimera and Heliod's Pilgrim, I think I would start with the Daybreak Chimera first, because that can maybe lead to a nice white heavy devotion synergy deck, and it's important to have a lot of flyers in white to help close out the game, since you need a bit of evasion in the aggressive archetypes. Otherwise, if your creatures are all ground creatures, then they're going to have a hard time getting through. But Heliod's Pilgrim is pretty nice if you have a decent amount of auras in your deck, and it's a nice way to search up the Dreadful Apathy. But I would definitely take Daybreak Chimera over it. And white is a good color in this set. Definitely a lot worse than black, but still a very good color. But here we're just going to take a Great Breaker Lamia. I think it's the perfect card for this, for a black escape deck, and it's also a nice way to stabilize and keep ourselves alive. So we'll take a Gravebreaker Lamia, draft a nice black escape deck. Ooh, and we opened up an Elspeth's Nightmare. That's perfect. There's also Entrancing Lyre as a more conservative option, which keeps our options more open. And it's still a very good removal spell. It's still a nice 1-for-1, and it's pretty decent in aggressive deck since you're able to tap down the opponent's creature on their turn, and then on your turn you can untap this and then tap down their creature and then get a nice attack. But it is definitely think it's a little bit worse than Elspeth's Nightmare, but it's still a very good card. But it's more of a conservative option. Best common is like the Heliod's Pilgrim. Sentinel Eyes I do like in a white aggressive deck, but I wouldn't play it outside of that. So it's really a choice between Entrancing Lyre and Elspeth's Nightmare. I think the more conservative option is the Entrancing Lyre, but given that we already have a powerful black rare, I don't mind just sticking into black and then taking a card that has a little bit more upside. Although the first chapter can only deal with small creatures, this card definitely has the potential to be incredibly amazing. Not only do you deal with your small creature early on, but you can also duress them and then exile their entire graveyard, so it can almost be a 3-for-1, but it's mostly going to be a 2-for-1 for the most part, and I think I don't mind just going out of my way and taking this nice black uncommon to go along with our Gravebreaker Lamia. So if we're fighting against opposing escape decks, we can have the nice upside of exiling their graveyard as well. So big fan of the Elspeth's Nightmare. Otherwise, I think I would take Entrancing Lyre, which is a good card again, but it's more slower. That's also something I want to keep in mind. I want to talk about the fact that you have to you can only tap target creatures with a certain amount of X power. Makes it so that it does cost a lot of mana to activate this, but it's still a nice 1-for-1. It taps down a creature. It doesn't deal with passive abilities, unfortunately, and the opponent could also dodge this Entrancing Lyre by pumping up the creature with whatever tricks that they have, so it can dodge the Lyre for a whole turn, and that can feel kind of bad. But the Elspeth's Nightmare is definitely something. Even if you don't have a 2-power creature on the battlefield, you can still get a nice duress, and the exile can help against other escape cards. So we'll take an Elspeth's Nightmare here. So a pretty good follow-up with the Gravebreaker Lamia. Now, in this pack, the best card is like Dreadful Apathy. So white-black isn't looking to escape very much, but it can still be a fine card in a white. Even with Gravebreaker Lamia, maybe we can put like another black escape creature into the graveyard, because usually in black-white there's a card called Rise to Glory, which gets an aura and a creature from the graveyard back into the battlefield, and then Dreadful Apathy does synergize very well with it. It is by far the best card in the pack. If I don't want to take the Dreadful Apathy, the only black card is like Discordant Piper. It's definitely a lot worse than Dreadful Apathy, but it's a nice card for a black-red sacrifice deck. Dreamstalker Manticore is always a fine 3-drop. It's good in red-green. It's good in blue-red. Although those aren't my favorite archetypes in this set, since red-blue doesn't really come together too often, and red-green is kind of like just the all-in 4-power Matters deck. Alcyon is also pretty good, but I think it's a lot worse than the Selfless Savior in M21 due to the fact that you need to keep up one colorless. But it's still a pretty strong card, Keeping up one colorless to give protection to a creature is quite nice, so that can prevent it from getting locked down from a Dreadful Apathy. So a nice way to protect your bomb in the late game. Another good common here is Thirst for Meaning, but again, I think blue is the worst color. We'll just take a Dreadful Apathy, seeing that it's this late, and we could still end up in a nice black-white mid-range deck, featuring lots of auras and removal spells. So let's take the Dreadful Apathy here. Okay, pretty interesting pack. There's an Omen of the Dead if you want to stick with black, but I think this card is fine. I don't think it's super amazing. Herald of the Nyxborn, the uncommon signpost for red-white, but you tend to want to avoid that archetype unless you want to go all in, due to the fact that there's a lot of large creatures in this set that can easily block small creatures. The cards like red-white doesn't usually isn't that amazing, but it's still a pretty fine archetype if you can get going. You can play cards like Omen of the Sun, Hero of the Nyxborn, Maybe you play an Iroh's Blessing, find a way to pump the hero of the Nyxborn to pump your whole entire team. It's still a pretty good card, you know, a 3-mana 2/2 that puts a 1/1 body, it helps you go wide. But I don't know if we want to take it here. It seems like we're kind of settled into black with these two powerful black cards. I don't want to go out of my way just to do it. I could just take an Underworld Rage Hound. It's a nice escape creature that Gravebreaker Lamia can maybe find. Also, I'm also a big fan of black-red in this set, as well as black-green, I guess, so Skola Grove Dancer is also a consideration. Again, I think Omen of the Dead is fine, but usually with enough escape creatures, you don't really care about just flashing in Omen of the Dead, getting your card back. It can be fine if you can get back Gravebreaker Lamia, so that's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent combo. But here, I think I'm going to take the Underworld Rage Hound. I do like black-red again. This is a pretty decent 2-drop. And there's also Portent of Betrayal in this pack, which also signifies that black-red could be open, being picked for. Otherwise, I don't know, it's close between Skola and Underworld Rage Hound. But we'll take the Underworld Rage Hound. Maybe we can drop a nice black-red escape deck. That is a nice Chain Web Arachneer, although there is a Lampad of Death's Vigil, which is good in black-red Sacrifice. There's also Alseid of Life's Bounty to kind of protect our creatures if we want to move into white-black. So we do have a very interesting decision here. I do like the Chain Web Arachneer. I think this card is really good. I think it's definitely really better than the rest of the commons in this. I can take Lampad here and kind of force black-red Sacrifice and stay in black, but the Chain Web Arachneer is a really nice escape creature, especially since black-green tends to be a little bit weak to flyers. The Chain Web Arachneer is a nice way to deal with those flyers, especially not only can it escape and kill a flyer, but it's also a 4/5 body that can hold off a flyer. So I'm also a big fan of the Chain Web Arachneer. So this is pretty interesting. I mean, the Lampad's a common. We can always pick up one later. Like, we could just try to speculate on this Chain Web Arachneer. Maybe we end up drafting Black-Green Escape, and this is a really good card. Otherwise, like, I mean, I do miss out on a Lampad, but again, it's at common, and hopefully we can pick up one later in case we end up in Black-Red Sacrifice. It's still a pretty decent card in Black-Green, since it can be a nice way to finish, or it can also free our creature from a removal base enchantment that might exile them next turn, like a Dreadful Apathy. I don't know. We'll speculate on Chain Web Arachneer. I think it's good enough that we take it here. Okay, there's a Heliod's Pilgrim as the best card in this pack. I mean, it can search our Dreadful Apathy. We could be white-black, I guess, so we missed out on 2 Alseids, so that doesn't feel very good, but overall, there's nothing really amazing in this pack. There's another hero, the Nyxborn, for white-red. We'll just take a Heliod's Pilgrim, best card in the pack overall. Here, there's a Transcendent Envoy. If we're looking to be aggressive, I could just take, I guess, Glory Bringers as a fine 4-drop in case we end up in white-black. There's also Dream Shaper Shaman, which could be okay in red-black Sacrifice. Since, you know, you can steal a creature, pay the double colorless and the red to activate it if you have a Portent of Betrayal. It's a fine card. I think it's a little bit slow for the set, though. I mean, this set is actually pretty grindy, but pretty interesting. I mean, there's a chance black could be cut off, and we want to maybe take a Transcendent Envoy, but none of these cards are really particularly amazing, to be honest. I think I'll just take a Dream Shaper Shaman, maybe put in a sideboard, or we'll see. It can be okay in Black-Red Sacrifice. There is a Final Flare versus Sunmane Pegasus. I do like the Sunmane Pegasus a lot. Maybe we do end up in black-white after all. But there's a Final Flare that can play well in the Black-Red Sacrifice deck. Pretty interesting. Yeah, this is just a nice, decent evasive flyer. It's been an overperformer, but, I mean, Final Flare is actually really good, too, in black-red. But, I mean, I guess we have Heliod's Pilgrim to search out Dreadful Apathy, so maybe we just go into black-white. It can actually be pretty fun, since Heliod is actually a pretty good card. But if we do end up in black with sack, I'm going to miss out on the Final Flare. But I guess if I end up in black-white auras, I'm going to miss out on the Sunmane Pegasus. So we'll take the Sunmane here. I think it's enough better that we take it. And, well, we'll just take an Underworld Rage Hound. I don't think Transcendent Envoy is good in black-white, even though it does give a discount to auras. It's not really a good 2-drop, unless you can put enchantments onto this. It's better in, like, a white-blue Flyers deck with Staggering Insight, but we'll just take an Underworld Rage Hound. Don't really like Temple Thief, it's just a filler 2-drop. Could take Sentinel's Eyes in case we end up in white-black as a nice way to enhance our creatures. Maybe Relentless Pursuit if we end up black-green Escape. I guess a Thrill of Possibilities I don't mind. There's also Wings of Hubris, which is okay, but I guess I don't mind my Thrill of Possibilities if I end up in black-red. Flicker Fate can be nice with Dreadful Apathy, like at least 1 or 2 copies. Also can affect the opponent's creature, or it can also protect your own, so Flicker seems decent. Okay, so it seems like we're kind of in the Mardu colors. We don't know if we're going to be black-white or black-red. I mean, we could also be white-red, but I don't really like white-red again, and it seems like... And the red cards really want us to pair well with black, since black has good escape synergy, so it also plays well with the Underworld Rage Hound, and the white cards have decent aura synergies now with like Dreadful Apathy and I guess the Heliod's Pilgrim. So if we pick up like cards like Mars Grasp, it could get better. We'll see. We could end up in any of these archetypes, but I think we navigated this draft pretty well. Although we did miss out on the Alseid of Life's Bounty since we took a Chainweb Arachneer over it. But I'm not psychic. I have no idea what's being passed to me, so hopefully we can open up a nice bomb in the next pack to see what direction it can put us into. So we'll see. Ooh, Wolfstrider. Pretty powerful rare. Is it close to bomb? I think it is. It does play well in black-red Sacrifice, since this Sacrifice ability is for free. And it's a pretty powerful rare to be opening. Otherwise, I think maybe we would speculate on the Incendiary Oracle or Skovos War Leader, or just a Lampad, just for Sacrifice synergies. But Wolfstrider is a pretty powerful black card. Makes me want to be more in black-red more than anything else. But we could still be in black-white. We'll see. Here, I don't mind myself a Venomous Hierophant, although there is a Discordant Piper, a nice 2-drop you can sacrifice if we do end up in black-red. Nothing amazing in white. The best common in this pack is the Warbrier's Blessing, but I didn't see a lot of good green cards in the last pack, besides the Arachneer. Didn't see any Voracious Typhons, no Loathsome Chimeras. So let's say we end up in black-red Sacrifice. We're kind of looking at something like this right now. So therefore, what do we want? I do like Discordant Piper as a good creature we can sacrifice on turn 2. Although we do have double Underworld Rage Hounds that filled the 2-drop role already. I could consider the Venomous Hierophant as a good 4-drop to help enable escape. And we do have double Underworld Rage Hound and Wolfstrider already, so I think it's pretty good in our deck. The fun thing about black-red is that you can also focus on escape more than sacrifice, or sacrifice more than escape, vice versa. And in this peculiar situation, it does seem like we are focusing more on escape with the double Underworld Rage Hounds and the Wolfstrider. So Hierophant is very excellent for this type of archetype. And I think both these cards, if we do end up in white-black, I don't think I like the Discordant Piper anyways, due to the fact that we're not really sacrificing. It's a fine 2-drop, but overall, I'd rather have the Hierophant anyways in black-white if we end up in that direction, so we'll take a Hierophant. I think it's a nice 4-drop for this type of deck. Here, that is a Devourer of Memory, but I don't really care about that card. There is Daxos. Daxos is pretty good. Otherwise, there's just a Oread, which is quite mediocre. Daxos is the best card in this pack. There's also just Omen of the Dead, which can help recur a playable. But I'm not particularly fond of this card, since if you're already escaping, there's really no need to kind of return your cards. So we'll take Daxos. Maybe we end up in black-white again. And it's a pretty nice, neat card, since it can also gain you life. It's a good 2-drop in case we end up in white, and we currently don't have any 2-drops in white, so we'll take a Daxos, see what happens. And white definitely doesn't look open. That is a late Acolyte of Affliction. But I think with all the red cards that we picked up, I think we want to mostly lean towards black-red instead of green-black. Otherwise, we're going to have to restart this entire draft over. And now, out of all these cards, which one do I like? I don't mind a Lampad on turn 2, just to have a nice 2-drop that can sacrifice some creatures for cheap. Portent would also be pretty good in this deck, same with Skovos War Leader. But I think I'll take a Lampad here, and I think we're going to just lean ourselves towards red-black sacrifice, now that I think about it, since white seems kind of dry in this pack, although we did pick up a decent number of white cards. So hopefully we get rewarded with a good number of red cards. But yeah, this draft is not all that amazing, but I think we can get there, hopefully with enough playables. Easy Final Flare, and plays well with the sacrifice theme in our deck. We don't really have any enchantments to sacrifice, though. It may be like Elspeth Nightmare at the 3rd chapter. With the trigger on a stack, we can always sacrifice it and deal 5. So it seems perfect for this deck. There's also Warbriar's Blessing, Sunmane, Pegasus being passed, but the Final Flare makes sense in this deck. I think I'll take an Omen over the Final Flare now, since I could use a cheap removal spell. It's also a nice enchantment we can sacrifice to Final Flare. Final Flare does get worse in multiples if you don't have anything to sack with them, but Omen is nice. Just a pretty nice cheap removal spell that we can use, so we'll take it here. Easy Soul Reaper Mogus, nice 3-drop. Also wouldn't mind an Enemy of Enlightenment on turn 6. Not a big fan of this card, but it can be an okay curve topper. Here we'll just take a Soul Reaper, a nice 3-drop. Plays well in the black-red sacrifice deck. And we'll take another Final Flare, why not? I think I'll run 2, I don't think I'll run 3. Even Skovos War Leader wielding, okay. So definitely red-black is open. Happy to see this. And now I can play Enemy Enlightenment over Dreamshaper Shaman. I think I like Enemy over Dreamshaper. Dreamshaper seems too slow. 6 mana, 5/4 ground body without trample doesn't seem too exciting. And even if we pick up a Portent of Betrayal, I think we have the Skovos already, the Wolf Strider, and the Soul Reaper, and the Lampad to sacrifice. That we don't need to pay like 2 generic and a red to sacrifice with it. So we'll cut the Dreamshaper Shaman, play the Enemy of Enlightenment on turn 6 instead. And here I think I like the Oriat over the Temple Thief. Like, we have 2 nice aggressive 2-drops already. The Oriat is a fine blocker. It can also help us loot in the late game. Wings of Hubris is also fine if we want to kind of find an alternate angle of attack, but I can always pick up one later, and we might not even need it. So we'll take an Oriat here as a fine 2-drop. I think I'll take a Portent now over the 2nd Skovos War Leader. Could use one, since we are kind of light on removal, besides the double Final Flare and Omen, which does require me sacrificing something. The Portent can play nice with the Final Flare. It can play nice with Wolf Strider, Lampad especially, and Skovos War Leader. Nice way to steal creature and attack and get in some value. Okay, so it seems like we are settled into black-red sacrifice, so I'm quite happy about that. We could have had a decent white-black mid-range deck, but didn't see a lot of amazing white in the last pack. In this pack, besides like the late Sunbane Pegasus, and anyways, our red cards synergize better with our black cards instead of the white, anyways. So I think we're in good shape. There's also we could have maybe even pivoted towards black-green, given that there was a late Acolyte of Affliction and then a Warbriar's Blessing the turn after. But not a lot of amazing green escape creatures. Didn't see any Voracious Typhons or Loathsome Chimeras yet. So we'll just force ourselves into red-black, and hopefully we drop a nice deck. And that's a pretty busted rare. Yeah, happy to play this in any deck. Come on now, like giving any creature +1/+1 lifelink and trample, making your opponent's creature lose hexproof, so it can deal with the what's that card? The flying bomb in this, the Dream Trawler. It's pretty busted. This card is insane. I guess now we don't really need to fly over the opponents, just give our creatures lifelink and trample, so no need for the Wings of Hubris in this deck. Easy Shadow Sphere. If Shadow Spear wasn't in this pack, I think I would take an Omen of the Forge again, just to have more cheap interaction, but easy Shadow Spear. Just a powerful rare. I think I'll take the Final Death. Wouldn't mind another Lampad. But Final Death is another good removal spell, deals with escape creatures. Pretty clunky at 5, but still very good, especially in a set that's full of escape creatures, and it's also very grindy format, so it's nice to have these cards. And looking at the amount of non-creature spells, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so this would be our 7th copy. So maybe then we can just start picking up creatures, and hopefully we can get there. We'll take a Final Death here. Another Venomous Heimerfen seems good. Do need to fill a role at 4 here. I have a good number of escape creatures, double Underworld Ragehound and Wolf Strider, which is looking to escape. Otherwise, Mogus's favor can be fine, but it's I definitely need something at 4, and it's just a nice Death Touch creature. This pack definitely green seems to be open. We just passed up a Voracious Typhon, and now we got another one in this pack. So yeah, someone's gonna be happy if they're drafting green. I guess we're drafting with bots, so it doesn't matter. But the Venomous Hierophant is a really good 4-drop. There you go. There's the Chain Web Arachneer. Here I do like Skovos War Leader more than Rage Scar Berserker. I could use another decent 5-drop. I don't think I need Omen of the Forge. Like, we have enough non-creature spells already. We just need to ensure that we have like some beefy ground creatures that can play well in our deck. And I don't mind a Skovos War Leader. How about Stampede Rider? Not a big fan of that card. Unless you're in green-red, which cares about power 4 matters. The only large creatures we have is, like, I guess Skovos, Gravebreaker, maybe an Enemy of Enlightenment, maybe Wolf Strider escaping. But I could use another beefy 5-drop in this deck, so we'll take it here. Maybe we end up playing Aspect of the Manticore. I don't like this card a lot. I don't even know how aggressive we are. I don't think we're even that aggressive. We don't even have that many 2-drops, to be honest. Maybe we can play Thundering Chariot on turn 4. Who knows? I don't really like the scroll either. Could just take a 4th Venomous Hierophant. Why not? I'll take as many of these as possible as I can. Impending Doom is also okay. If I want to kind of go all in, but I don't think we're that type of deck. We're just looking to kind of grind the opponent out with Death Touch creatures and escape creatures and sacrifice synergies. I don't really like Flummox Cyclops. Don't really like any of these. Guess I'll just take a Rage Scar Berserker, but I highly doubt I'm playing it. I guess Wings of Hubris isn't bad. We already have a Shadow Sphere, but I guess we could maybe use another win condition if we don't get there. And don't mind a Grim Physician. I could actually main deck a copy given our lack of early drops. Just as a nice way to deal with the late game threats, and also giving a creature -1/-1 could be pretty solid. There's also Hero the Games, but I don't really have any synergy with it. And a 3-mana 2/2 is not good. I'll take a Grim Physician. Thrill of Possibilities, maybe. Maybe we play a second copy, who knows. Satyr's Cunning. How much does this cost us? Exile 2 creatures. Basically just a 1/1, but I guess you can escape this to make more 1/1s, but doesn't seem very good. It is escape. It is sacrifice fodder, but we already have a Grim Physician already. Could end up playing the Stampede Rider, since we're kind of lacking early drops. Alright, seems like a pretty solid deck. We could go 16 lands, to be honest. Like, just cut a land and this can be fine. We do have a decent number of 5s, 4s. So if we move our interaction spells to the other side, I think we kind of need as many 2-drops as we can get, since we didn't get any late in the pack. So I might actually play this Grim Physician, as bad as it is, and then make sure these are kind of like early game defense so we don't get run over. Might need a Stampede Rider as a 3-drop, since again we're lacking creatures in the early game. And then our curve looks something like this, so it seems okay even with 16 lands. I could also consider cutting the enemy and throwing in the Rage Scar Berserker, but I don't mind having a nice flyer at the top end. We do have Wings of Hubris already, though, so I don't know how necessary it is having this Enemy of Enlightenment, especially with 16 lands. We do have one Thrill of Possibility to prevent Flood and the Oread of Mountain's Blaze, which can help. Let's see here. The Oread can also... I think I like the Oread over the second Thrill, since it's also a decent blocker. And we are kind of creature light at 15, so we do need to play as many creatures as we can. Otherwise, we're not going to have anything to stabilize the board, and we're going to run into some issues. The Rage Scar Berserker isn't bad. I mean, we are going to 16 lands, so maybe going to land 6 could be an issue for the enemy. And we also... I think I don't mind main decking Wings of Hubris in this deck, too. So we could just cut the Enemy of Enlightenment, throw in the Rage Guard Berserker at 5, and then this plays better with 16 lands, since I mean, since we do have flyer, we do have the wings again to help fly over. I guess we also have Shadow Spear that can play well with our ground creatures as well. So yeah, we might not need the Enemy of Enlightenment. It is a decent flyer in the late game. But again, at 60 lands, we do want to kind of lower our curve, and I think we just keep it even split. So we'll try something like this out. We're not really an aggro deck. Yeah, it's more like a mid-rangey deck with 16 lands. I could even go 17, but I think with a Thrill of Possibilities, we're fine. So I think we'll try something like this. We'll see. I just don't like Enemy because it's too expensive, and sometimes the opponent could have a lot of cards in their hand, and it's just not very good. And we already have, again, Wings of Hubris to help fly over, so it can be kind of awkward having the Enemy of Enlightenment and the Wings of Hubris on board at the same time. But I guess most of our creatures don't have flying anyway, so I guess if you already have Wings of Hubris on the battlefield, then it's you already have like infinite flyers, so you don't really need like the Enemy of Enlightenment. Rage Guard Berserker can also get a nice attack by giving our creatures +1/+0 and indestructible. So it's also pretty decent in this deck. I guess the Hierophants could mill. I mean, it could mill my Wings of Hubris, but I still don't know if we want a 6-drop in a 16-land deck. That's the only issue. And I think 16 lands has to be correct with this type of deck. I mean, maybe we have to go 16 lands, so I'm going to hit the cancel button. Actually, the game just started. Because our curve is actually pretty high. I mean, we don't have a lot of early games, so we might need the extra land to get to our 4-drops. Although now we are on the play, and this isn't an exciting hand, but I think I'll keep. Hopefully we don't flood out with 16 lands, so I'm going to risk it here, and hopefully we can top deck some playables. Alright, Shadow Spear isn't bad. I guess I'll just play it, attack for 1, since it costs 2 to equip. Top deck a nice busted rare. Okay. I can activate this to make creatures opponent control lose hexproof and indestructible, so it's pretty nice. I could just equip and attack in for 2. The Wings of Hubris also isn't bad. Pretty interesting. Guess I developed the Wings of Hubris. I could equip attack. Let's say he blocks. Then I lose my creature. He can deal 2 to my face. Let's just Wings here. And might as well just equip the Wings onto the 1/1. Don't mind attacking for 1 since I have the Shadow Sphere to to gain back my life, and I might not have a creature next turn, so I probably am not staying back with this Grim position. So red-white aggro, he's planning to go very wide. Could be kind of scary. He could play the hero of the Nyxborn this turn, we'll see. Dawn Evangel, okay. Right, Venomous Hierophant looks fine, and I could stay back now. We'll play the Hierophant. Alright, milled a bunch of land, so I want to stay back. Guess I don't mind. I mean, none of these can attack into the 2/3/3. I guess you could attack with a 2/2, I can take 2, and then you can finish off the 3/1. Let's just attacking for 1. I don't think we're blocking unless the 2/3 is attacking. I could have also kept this back maybe, since if he enchanted on the Dawn Evangel, I can chump it and then give the 2/1 -1/1. Yeah, let's not block this. It's a pretty all-out attack, so I definitely want to stay back. And hopefully the Shadow Sphere can get me across. Or I can just Rage Scar Berserker here. Yeah, Rage Scar looks fine, so what I can do, I could also equip and get an attack and then play Lampad and stack it and then kill the 2/1. Huh, that's actually quite reasonable too, or I can develop the Rage Scar. Rage Scar seems fine. Just want to be mana efficient, get as many good bodies out on the battlefield. Attacking for 4. Definitely not blocking here, I guess. And then we could use the Grim position to chump and then deal and then kill off the 2/1. Or I can play Lampad and sack it next turn. Yeah, that's a pretty aggressive all-out attack. I still don't think I block with a Rage Scar Berserker since I'm ahead in the race, unless he decides to pump this. He's probably gonna aim for my face here. We'll just give this -1/-1. Alright, that's fine. He's going to waste an Infuriates. So that was what he was holding on all along. So now I do have some good blocks against the opponent, but this is fine. Because I also forced him to use the combat trick. Favored, okay. Gravebreaker Lamia. That's a very good card. I could die here though with the favored, getting first double strike. So it could be reasonable to just equip the Shadow Spear here to the Rage Scar, getting a nice attack, and then stay back with both the Venomous Hierophant and Lampad. Yeah, we'll just stay back. I could also equip the Shadow Sphere, but I might want to use the Lampad here in case something happens. I guess if he Dreadful Apathies, that's still okay. So let's equip. I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll just pass since I don't I guess it costs 2 to equip, but 1 for the Wings of Hubris. Didn't see that. So now we're in decent shape. We can just attack with a 6/5. And start gaining life and climbing aboard. And then I could also attach the wings onto the Rage Scar Berserker here. Could have another Infuri in his hand. Arena Trickster, not a card you really want to play in a white aggressive deck since it's more like a card in a flash deck. So I guess I don't mind equipping the wings onto the Rage Scar and getting an attack in, and if it connects, then I can sacrifice it and drain him for lethal. So I think we're just going to try that. We're just going to equip the wings onto the Rage Scar Berserker, and then he's forced to chump, I guess. And if he doesn't chump, then he's dead. That's fine. That's going to trample over for a 3, so that's quite nice. And we also gain a ton of life, so we're definitely in good shape. And it's not lethal yet, so we're just going to play out the Underworld Rage Hound. And then I guess we're just going to pass with the Lampad up just to sacrifice some stuff if he decides to do something here. And I think if he goes for an all-out attack, we should be okay since we're at 22 life. So Shadow Sphere definitely doing a lot of work in this deck. Hero of the Winds going to chump again. Yeah, we got him. I guess in that game we were lucky that we have a bunch of lands. If we run into a situation where we don't have a lot of lands, what's it going to look like? I guess we can cast all these non-creature spells for cheap. I guess these kind of serve as 2-drops anyways, like the Thrill even. Wings can serve as a 2-drop, so... Yeah, looking at our curve, it does look like kind of like a 16-lander anyways. So I can just keep trying with this. I can also, again, ditch the Hierophant and put in an extra land in case we want to move into 17. That would put us into 14 creatures, which might not be amazing since we do need something to equip with the Wings and the Shadow Sphere. Sphere, I mean. So we'll just keep trying with this deck. Hopefully we don't run into some awkward situations where we end up milling good playables. But I guess that also enables escape, so that's fine. Alright, 1-drop, 2-drop, seems fine. We're on the play. Just need our 4th land to play the Hierophant, and maybe we can mill something that we can escape. Final Flare is pretty good, their Grim position. Pious Wafer, I could attack into this. But he's probably not going to block anyway, since he probably wants to activate Constellation with this. So we'll play out the Oread as a blocker. I guess I don't mind an attack. It does kill the Pious Wayfarer, and if he does Constellation this up, I can still block it. Otherwise, I could also set up a double block killing this, but maybe attacking for 1 is fine. Yeah. It's only turn 2, so maybe I can keep up both back next turn and see where we end up. Transcendent Envoy, so now we can hold off the 2-3 still. So we're still in decent shape. And now I guess we'll just play land, pass, and then play the Hierophant next turn. We can also activate Oread, I think. Maybe discard the Scoveless War Leader and draw a card. But we're getting to land 5 anyways, so... Sentinel's Eyes, I guess we don't mind double blocking, I guess. That's a double block, wouldn't kill it anyway, so we could just take... Oh, he's just going to attack in the air. He could have also pumped the Pious Wayfarer, and that would have been a decent attacker. Warbriars, okay, to fight off, I guess, the Oread, makes sense. In that case, do I want to loot with the Oread? I mean, it's fine to loot with it, I think. Huh. Yeah, we'll loot. And then we can take 5 here, and then Hierophant can hold off the Pious Wayfarer. The opponent did use a lot of cards here, so we're still in good shape. And then hopefully we can mill something good. Oh, that Elspeth's Nightmare would have been great against the Pious Wayfarer, and then we'll just stay back here. Since now he needs to keep playing Constellation cards to grow this Transcendent Envoy. Okay, that's getting Final Death. Definitely cannot allow that to keep attacking. And he could have like Parametra's Blessing too, so we have to deal with it next turn. Otherwise we're in big trouble. Yeah, let's just Final Death it now before it gets out of hand. And then we can stay back with everyone. The 3/3 can trade off for the 2/3. And now we're in good shape. Okay, guess he's maybe going to enhance his Pious Wayfarer. Don't really want to trade for the 3/3. I'll trade for the 3/4. Yeah, we'll just take 3 since he needs to enable Constellation in order to get this going. And now we can play out the Gravebreaker Lamia, find the Wolfstrider, I think, as the best escape creature for us. Yeah, we'll find a Wolfstrider. We'll play land. I do have a Thrill of Possibilities in the deck, so maybe we just keep the land here to discard. Pretty aggressive attack. So I think the blocks are going to be something like... I guess it's going to be something like this. I want to guarantee this to die, and then we can block like this. Since he does need to put multiple enchantments onto this to attack past the Lamia. Okay, he doesn't have an Indomitable Will. Sure. Then we can kill a 1/1 off. It doesn't matter what I escape, doesn't really matter, since I have no way to reanimate them anyways. Now the Wolfstrider can just keep coming back. We can also chump block with the goat, hold off the 1/2, or whatever he has, and we're in good shape. I guess I'll just steal the 3/5 now, and then sacrifice it and get in a nice attack. Wings. I do like the Wings of Hubris. Yeah, I don't mind the wings. I guess you can also just, do I need the wings? I mean, I'm playing the Scry again, so maybe we don't need the wings. Maybe I just want the Shadow Spear, and then we'll just maybe chump with the 0/1 once he enhances the Pious Wayfarer, and then we'll sacrifice it to get another Scry. Yeah, he's probably just planning to equip onto this, and then we can chump and sack. He might just stay back with this instead. This is a huge attack though. Yeah, don't need a land. Hopefully we scry something good. We just got another land. Let's just attack him for 5 before he kills us. Yeah, maybe we needed the wings, I don't know. I mean, we need creatures to chump this as well since it's going to get out of hand if I don't deal with this. Okay. Yeah, we might be in trouble here. Ooh, Shadow Spear, okay, that seems really nice. Guess that's going to save us. And he's forced to chump. And if not, we can just escape the Wolfstrider again. I think we want to kill the Pious Wayfarer, because it can grow. And then we can just re-escape the Wolfstrider. Yeah, pretty broken rare. It's definitely going to steal the game for us. This has trample, so I don't think there's any need for me to block with the goat and sack unless I want to prevent 1 damage from coming. Okay. Guess that's going to trade with my 5/4, that's okay. I can always just attack with a goat. Don't have enough to escape it. I guess I don't. I guess I can equip this, and then I can sacrifice it, and I can attack for 1, use Final Flare, and go for the face. This is any target, right? Oh, the target creature. Yeah, we'll just wait, since I can always just... Yeah, it only deals with creatures, since I can always just wait until he tries to equip with the Sentinel's Eyes and go for it. Yeah, let's do it now, before he tries anything else. Just want him to waste his mana, waste his escape cards. Rage Hound, perfect. Shadow Spear is definitely a bomb. Wow. It's been doing a lot of great work for us, just keeping us ahead, gaining us life, helping us trample over. Hopefully he doesn't find Dreadful Apathy. Well, I guess he does. Okay, so we're going to lack an escape creature. This is going to lock down my Underworld Charger, and he's going to maybe find another enchantment. Yeah, that feels bad, but it is what it is. And then he's probably going to find another aura off the top, and hopefully not another Dreadful Apathy. Otherwise, the Wolf Strider will just get locked down here. Yeah, I guess he's just going to make a 1/1. Hopefully we get something off the top, like maybe a Lampad to sacrifice this 4/2. Or Skovos. Skovos looks good, and I'll sacrifice it to prevent it from him exiling it. And he needs another enchantment off the top, a Dreadful Apathy. If not, I can just sacrifice the Wolf Strider. I mean, I can just escape for the Wolf Strider. Do I want the other Underworld Rage Hound? I guess I don't mind playing it. I do want to escape the Wolf Strider, of course, over the Rage Hound, so I don't mind just playing it out, attacking. So let's see, how much? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I want to sack the Underworld Rage Hound? Definitely want to kill Seal, and I definitely want to kill the Reverend Hoplite, or I can just kill a bunch of his 1/1s. I guess if I sack the Underworld Rage Hound, I get to kill another 1/1. So that doesn't seem all that bad, and besides, I don't think this Underworld Rage Hound is going to even attack, so we're just going to sacrifice the Underworld Rage Hound here. And then now we can just escape the Wolf Strider again. Yeah, Wolf Strider is a pretty messed up card if you can make the correct deck with it to work. Even the opponent has a very good white-green Constellation deck, and I managed to plow through. Definitely not blocking if he decides to attack. And now we'll just equip. Get in a nice attack, play out the Stampede Rider. And he's forced to just maybe chump this to prevent all the damage from coming over. And we still trample over for like 3. Alright. Currently 2-1. Shadow Sphere, huge bomb. Same with Wolf Strider. Both solid additions in this deck. And the 16 land seems perfect in this type of deck too. Since I was still flooding at 16 lands, I don't think we need a 17th. The extra Hierophant can be important to help find the Wolf Strider or hold off another creature and trade off. Alright, 2-drop, 4-drop, I think this is good. Portent might be a dead card until later, but we still have a curve that we want to start out with, and we're on the draw. Actually, we're on the play, but still fine. Alright, I guess that's going to hold off my Underworld Charger. I'm going to hide my info with me playing black, but eventually it doesn't really matter, I guess. He's probably going to stay back, trade for this. That's fine, we'll trade for it. Eventually we can play the Hierophant, and that can enable an escape on turn 4. I mean turn 5, so... So green-red power 4 matters, and that's a pretty strong card. Although I do have double Hierophant to hold it off, so quite happy that I picked these up. And these cards are fine. We can escape the Underworld Rage Hound next turn, or play out the second Hierophant. Scovos, okay. Yeah, the Elspeth Nightmare unfortunately isn't going to do anything. Could play out my second Hierophant. Maybe the Rage Hound is fine. I may just play out the second Hierophant. It could find me my Wolf Strider, or it can mill something good. Yeah, I don't really want the Final Death going in the graveyard, but that's okay. We could attack for 3. Yeah, attacking for 3 is... actually, he could have a removal spell, so I don't really want that. He could have the Iroh's Blessing, which isn't good for me, so I need to keep these back. Guess I'm blocking this 4-3 with a 3-3 Death Touch. Yeah, important. Okay, he's just gonna try to steal my stuff, getting a huge attack. And which one do I block? I think I block... I'm not blocking my own Hierophant. The Warden can be pretty annoying. But we do have the other Venomous Hierophant to deal with it later. Huh. Yeah, we'll just block the Warden, I think. It's enough annoying. But the Trample is pretty annoying, so we'll just get rid of it now. And then now I guess we're fine just escaping this Underworld Rage Hound. And then we can keep escaping it over and over again. I can play a land or ditch it. I'll keep the land in hand. Again, we do have to roll a possibility in the deck that we might need to loot away. Voracious Typhon, pretty annoying card. So I guess I'll play the Elspeth's Nightmare here. Or I could just attack with both, but he's probably just going to attack back. I'm forced to attack with the 4-2, that's for sure. Let's just attack with the 4-2, and then we'll use Elspeth's Nightmare to duress him, perhaps, and then maybe escape his graveyard. The trade isn't bad. If he trades, yeah, no trade, okay. Guess we'll play Wolf Strider since, yeah, we'll just play Wolf Strider and Elspeth's Nightmare, I think. And then, we can maybe Final Flare, destroy the 4-4, and then exile it from the graveyard, Chapter 3, so seems fine. Just want to cast this out to get rid of his graveyard so the Voracious Typhon doesn't cause any issues. How much does it cost to escape? It costs 7 mana and 4 cards. So I guess I don't mind just throwing in front of the Voracious Titan, but this can pump itself even larger, so maybe we just block here and take 4. I think it's fine blocking like this. Alright, so he has all this stuff going. So he also has Nightmare, could have dealt the Chainweb Arachnir, so I guess that was a little bit too preemptive. I guess I don't mind the Portent. I could Portent the Careless Celebrant, sack it, destroy the Chainweb Arachnir, and get rid of it. Alternatively, I can just Final Flare the Voracious Typhon. I think we'll just port now since I might not have the ability to do it next turn, so we'll just do this attack. He's gonna block the Careless Celebrant, and then try to kill off my Wolfstrider, take 4. Then I can sacrifice the Voracious Typhon, and then I guess I don't mind scrying again by killing off my 0-1, since I do have a ground blocker already. So we'll sacrifice the 0-1 here, hopefully find something good off the top. Thrill isn't bad. Thrill discarding, Let's see the graveyard. I guess I can also escape the Wolfstrider next turn, so we'll just keep Thrill in the hand so we don't flood out later. And the Oriad's pretty nice now, so now I can escape his entire graveyard, unless he top decks a land, of course. Hopefully no land. Ooh, he has a land? Jeez, he can now escape the Voracious Typhon. Okay. Alright, that's not good. So he has both of his escape creatures, so I need something good here. Yeah, that Elspeth Nightmare wasn't good, since I could have also killed the Chainweb Arachnir. So I think I got a little bit too greedy with it, but now I guess I can escape the Wolfstrider. And then I can maybe chump block with the goats, and then find some stuff, maybe some way to fly across the 7/7. We'll see. Rage Scar Berserker. It's a fine beefy creature, but I don't know if it's going to get the job done. Next turn I'm planning to attack, maybe, chump. We'll keep it on top, or bottom it. We'll bottom it, I don't think we need it. I just hope he didn't get a land off the top, since I want to really deal with this Voracious Typhon. Now I guess I'll Thrill main phase. Should have topped a little bit better, but... So it goes, and then we'll play out the Underworld Charger. Maybe we can play out the land. Maybe I need to loot away the land. We'll see. We'll attack him for 5. Guess he's trying to escape that. I guess the land isn't bad, since I can also just block with the Underworld Charger and sacrifice my Oriad with it. We'll see. Yeah, maybe I just 2-for-1 myself here. It doesn't seem very good, but we'll just go for this block. But now now we don't really have a way to loot, so that can be an issue. So I might need to find my Shadow Spear. Warbar's Blessing, killing. Okay, I guess he's gonna fight my 1/1, and I'll sacrifice it in response. Guess now the 5/4 can hold off the 1/6, but I need to find my Shadow Spear, I guess, so that's the only way I can win. I guess he's just gonna use that to gain life. So maybe I should just start escaping these Rage Hounds, since I do need to find some way to pressure the opponent. So maybe the opponent can maybe just take 4 per turn now. Play out land, say go. More lands, okay, let's just attack. He can block the 5/4 and keep taking 4. So, kind of in a stalemate. I kind of need my Wings of Hubris. Actually, Wings of Hubris isn't going to do much. I kind of need my Shadow Spear. I did bottom 3 lands, so I can eventually get there. But this is going to be this is still a stalemate on both ends. Ooh, Shadow Spear. Okay, I guess it's game over here. Yep. Let's equip and hope he doesn't pump his 1/6. I guess he's just going to do that to try to he'll escape. Yeah, I guess he can get back to Voracious Typhon now, but I don't have to attack with it. Yeah, he's just going to try to get back his Voracious Typhon and stay defense. And I guess I need to find my Wings of Hubris to fly over and get in for lethal, so we're definitely in a precarious situation. I can now move the Shadow Spear onto Underworld Rage Hound and get in a nice attack. And I guess I can also use Final Flare, I don't know. Huh. Or, huh. Yeah, I guess the Underworld Rage Hound's gonna die anyway, so we might as well equip it and get in a attack. I was thinking I could use the Final Flare here to finish off the 7/7, but unfortunately, okay, we'll just let this through, gain 5. And then now the Shadow Spear we can equip onto the Wolf Strider, and then we'll stay back. Yeah, I could Final Flare kill the 7/7, but I do have Wings of Hubris now to maybe fly over, and I do maybe need a creature off the top. I can hold off all these creatures besides the 7/7, so if I take 7, it's not the end of the world. I can still attack back and gain a bunch of life. Scovos War Leader, that's not bad. Huh. Yeah, let's just attack here. Wolf Strider can die, but I have Scovos War Leader to follow up, and I'm also trampling over for a lot. I think the opponent realizes forgot this has trample, so I think that might be been a huge misplay. But now I can play out the Scovos War Leader. I can now re-equip this Shadow Spear onto the Scovos War Leader and play land and pass. And I can just stay back with everyone. No need to attack. And Wings of Hubris is game over, so yep. Alright, deck seems sweet. Even with 16 lands and 3 5-drops, we managed to managed to survive against these long, grindy games. Even with the Elspeth's Nightmare not getting its full potential, we managed to get there. So, pretty happy so far. 3-0. Let's keep playing. Alright, fine curve. We also have the Wings of Hubris to pair up our Underworld Rage Hound to start flying over. So not a bad hand, let's keep. Opponent's on the play though. And in white, so that's a very aggressive archetype. We'll lead with the Underworld Rage Hound into maybe Stampede Rider. Or Wings and equip, we'll see. Opponent could have the Omen of the Sun on turn 3 to ambush my 3-1. So in that case, do I really want to equip the Wings of Hubris? He could have it here. Let's say he does. I trade off for 1-1. I could also just equip the Wings of Hubris and get in. We'll try that. He could punish me with a Stern Dismissal, but at this point with 3 mana open, it seems like he could just have the Omen of the Sun here, and I can get in for 3 here. And then next turn we can play double 2-drop. Could see an Omen of the Sun end of turn. Yep, saw it. Saw it coming. So not bad. Now the Oriad can hold off these 1/1s. Maybe the other Underworld Rage Hound trades off for one of them. Commanding Presence. Okay, not a card I want to see. So I might have to Final Flare that eventually. Right, guess I'll be taking a million here. He's just going to make up a bunch of 1/1s. I could just sacrifice my 3-1 with the Final Flare right now to prevent the extra 1/1. Do I really want to do that? I think I might just want to develop the board. Maybe I could still chump with the 3-1 here, since it's essentially just trading for a 3-3, and then we can Final Flare next turn. Or I could just take it and use the Final Flare to kill the 3-3. We'll see. Definitely going to keep the 1-3 back. Maybe I just take the 3 damage, since I'm planning to sack this anyways to kill the 3-3. Okay, hopefully that kills my... yeah, I guess that's gonna deal with my flyer. That's currently clocking me. So I guess I'm forced to sack the 3-1 anyways. Guess I'll take 4. Next turn we can sack the Underworld Charger. The Oriad can hold off the 1/1s. And he shields down on Karametra's Blessing, so we should be okay here. Yeah, I think we just do it now. We can't allow this thing to stay around. Might as well equip the wings as well, since I'm not going to use it for anything else. Now this can hold off the 1/1s. The Scovos War Leader can develop next turn. And then we just need to kind of stay back, I think. I guess that's just going to get back the Iroh's Blessing, sure, but that's not going to kill my Scovos War Leader. It's definitely going to deal with my Oriad, but the Scovos War Leader will still be fine. Okay, he could have got back the Commanding Presence too, but he decided to go for the safer pick. Okay, so now the Scovos War Leader can survive. Definitely not going to play my Rage Scar Berserker into that. We'll stay back with the 1-3 because he could also just attack with everyone and then use the Iroh's Blessing second main. Yeah, he's probably going to do that. He might attack Evolve since his 3-5 will survive the 4-5. So that's probably going to happen. I think I'll have to tank. I think I'll have to take 6 here, unfortunately. Or I can just take 3, hold off to 4-5. I don't really want him having a million 1/1s, so we'll just block like this, take 6. Which I'm not fond of, but I do have the Rage Guard Berserker that can maybe trade off for it next turn. So let's play land, let's play out the Rage Guard Berserker. Keep up 1 mana in case he has removal, since I could also just sacrifice a Rage Guard Berserker if he has removal, and then hold off to 4-5. Flicker, okay, so he's going to kill off my Rage Scar, but I can just sack the Rage Scar. And then this can hold off the 4-5 and prevent an attack from coming in. Yeah, and if he decides to alpha here, I can just deal with the 4-5 anyways. Storm Herald, okay, I guess that's just going to get back his commanding presence. He also has haste, so this isn't good. I guess that's lethal. Unless he, yeah, that's lethal. If I block here, yeah, good game opponent. Opponent did a really nice Jeskai aggro deck. Commanding presence definitely, huge overperformer in his deck. Flicker of Fate as well with the Hyro's Blessing. Currently 3-1, let's keep playing this. Hopefully we can get to our 7. Right, seems okay. We do have Omen on 2. Soul Reaper can be deployed on 3. And hopefully we can get to turn 5. Could just leave the Stampede Rider, since it's a less valuable card than Soul Reaper in our deck, I think. Yeah, I think I'll leave the Stampede Rider. It's also possible on turn 5 we can pump the Hierophant into 4 power and this can become a 3-4. Wait, I can't block, so I don't really care about that. We'll just play out the Hierophant, I think. So I want to trade for this 3-3. I can get in a pretty good attack next turn with the Rage Scarred Berserker. So if I block now, what happens? Yeah, we just want to hit back. I think we can outrace him, depending on what he draws, what he plays here. Nyxborn Marauder, okay. I guess I can always take 4 and then attack for 7 here. If he wants to trade, that's also fine. This 5-4 can hold off to 3-3, so I'm happy about that. This is indestructible, so if he blocks, then it's not dying. And if he stays back with a 4-3, then I can just keep these. I can just attack back, or I guess if he stays back, I can still trade for the. I can still attack the Stampede Rider and Venomous Hierophant. So I'm in pretty decent shape. Trading with the 4, trading this 4-3 with the 3-4 is very good, since he's trading down. And he's also losing Black Devotion. Can't block with this. I could just block it anyways. I mean, he could have something here, but I could maybe bait out a combat trick. But this is a pretty decent 5-4 body, so I don't know if I want to do anything here. But this could be pretty annoying. Another Nyxborn Marauder. Okay, I guess I don't mind attacking the 3-3. Skulless War Leader is nice. Let's just move the attacks, attack with the 3-3, forcing the trade to 4-3. Don't think we need Omen of the Forge this turn. The Skulless War Leader is fine. We can still keep the land in hand in case we want the thrill next turn. Is the opponent mono black? He could be holding. Yeah, he could have the Grey Merchant here, and that could be pretty painful. Or Bright Breath Catablebus, that's pretty good. That can kill my Maze Warden, War Leader, unfortunately. Aspects, okay. Which one do I ditch? Maybe the Omen of the Forge isn't going to do much this game. We'll just ditch these two. Although Omen can help me scry. What's a Soul Reaper going to do for us? It doesn't really line up good against this board anyway, so we'll just ditch these two cards. Final Flare is pretty good, okay. So I could just attack with both of these, or I can keep my 4-5 back in case he tries something here. I can Omen of the Forge's Face end of turn, and then Final Flare next turn. Well, we'll attack in with the 3-3, I think. And we can keep a Final Flare in case he tries to kill one of our threats. I don't mind trading here, this is fine. Yeah, the trade here is fine, he's trading down. He's gaining life, but it's still okay. And we can maybe Omen of the Forge's Face end of turn, and now we have some good clean attacks. He could just try to reanimate it with the Omen of the Dead. Yep, there we go. In that case, I don't mind Omen of the Forging the Face, and then Final Flaring it next turn to get in a nice attack. Have to find my escape creatures soon since my yard is getting full. And the opponent has more cards than me, so kind of bottlenecked at 2 mana, so I think the Omen end of turn is pretty good here. Alright, he's just going to recast it. We can Omen his face and then Final Flare this next turn and then get in a nice chunk of nice attack. So we'll just do that. Can keep up red for sacrifice. I do have a throw of possibilities in the deck, so I'm just fine just swinging out. So we have 2 lethal threats. The opponent needs 2 blockers or a way to gain life and kill off one of my creatures. Could have a final death here, but if he does kill this, then I still have 5 power coming in. He also can't block, so that's also another problem with the Underworld Charger. Unless you're being aggressive, this Underworld Charger isn't going to be a good card. I guess it's a desperate draw attempt, since it seems like, yeah, he's not going to survive. I think it's good game here. Yep, so 4-1, not bad. 3 more wins and we can maybe get our 7. Alright, we have Elspeth's Nightmare on 3, not bad. Pretty decent keep. We're on the play. We'll hide the black mana so the opponent doesn't know about our Elspeth's Nightmare or any potential black removal spells we could be holding on to. Next turn we'll play out the Stampede Rider unless he plays us something juicy we can eat up. And that's a juicy card. That's a very juicy target. Yep, let's do it. Now we can duress him and then take out his graveyard, so pretty nice. Ooh, Final Death? Yeah, but he has Pelugrinos in his deck, but Final Death has to be the right answer here. And then now we can play out the Venomous Hierophant to get in there. He needs to exile 6 cards. He can play out Pelugrinos next turn. Pelugrinos is pretty scary. I could have also blocked to bait out the removal spell here, so he doesn't play Pelugrinos. But damage will be prevented here, so attacking with this wouldn't be good. I guess I can play out the Rage Scar Berserker and give it indestructible and get in for 4. And I can still take 2 from the Soul Reaper. The question is, do I block Pelugrinos here? It does put him into 1 power, 1 toughness. I guess I don't mind a fight. And then he can get in for 3, which I don't care about. I guess I don't mind double 3-drop. He's probably going to keep up the Gift of Strength here. Okay, I guess I'll take 4. I guess he can fight now with the 4 power and get rid of Death Toucher. I guess this will die anyway since it lost the counter. Okay, no need to block this. He's just going to die in the turn anyways. But he won't be able to escape it now. I could just put out the War Leader and this can get pumped and I can attack him for 3. So I don't know what the opponent is doing here. How much does this cost to escape? Exile 6 cards, so he does have a long time to get there. Huh. Lampad isn't bad. Could just attack in with all and then Omen of the Forge. Huh. Yeah, we'll just attack with all and then use Omen of the Forge to finish off the 4-4. I think that's fine enough for me. Okay, he's trumping. I think I like that. Okay, so do I sack the 3-4 here? No, because I do want to, yeah, I do want to kill off the 4-4 here. Otherwise, it's just going to hold off everything. Yeah, seems fine. We'll just allow this to happen. And then we can drain him out with perhaps a Lampad or something. I can also just sacrifice the Omen to the Skovos War Leader and go for an all-out attack next turn. Doesn't have enough to escape with both of these two cards, so we're in decent shape. The Grove Dancer can start milling and enabling escape. There's nothing important here for him to get rid of. I could also just upkeep, just activate this. Or I guess I don't mind sacrificing the Omen of the Forge to the Skovos, maybe 2-for-1ing the opponent. And then I guess he can still make a 7/7 Typhon, but we can still get him for 3 and hopefully drain him. Yeah, let's try something like that. Let's not get rid of the Omen, since I could sacrifice the enchantment. Yeah, let's do it. I need to win this game eventually, so kind of have to 2-for-1 the opponent here, again down to 3. I guess this kills the opponent, unless he chump blocks one of my creatures, since I could also just sacrifice with the Lampad. I don't know if the opponent realizes this. Okay, I guess he doesn't, so we'll just kill these two. And then we can we can sacrifice both our creatures, deal 2 to him, and that's game. Alright, yeah, got him. Pretty nice, clean Elspeth's Nightmare on turn 3. And Skovos War Leader, pretty scary card. I mean, not Skovos War Leader, the Voracious Typhon. Especially in a deck with Pelukranos. Okay, currently 5-1, let's keep doing this. The opponent did seem to have a really powerful deck, but I think he made some minor misplays that costed him. And I could have just blocked with the Hierophant against the 2-3 that had the Gift of Strength, so I could 2-for-1 him. And that would have been pretty nice. Okay, just need our 3rd land drop for Wolfstrider, and then we can sack the token with Vinyl Flare. I think this is a fine keep. Hopefully we don't miss out on a land drop. And that could just happen. Rakdos, pretty powerful card. Could see an end of turn Omen of the Sun if he does nothing on turn 3. Leonin. Okay, Leonin can exile the Underworld Charger, so that's unfortunate. Guess I'll just attack in here, he'll exile it, and I'll play out my second one. I guess he's just taking it again, okay. That's fine by me. Final Flare would be pretty nice. Third land would be pretty nice since I can Final Flare, sack my Grim Physician, deal to 2/3, and then use a -1/-1 on the Leonin, but that's a pretty good card.
Must act swiftly and
Yep.
protect me. Together we can exact justice.
Elspeth is a pretty messed up card. Right land is good, so now... I can't deal with Planeswalkers. So what I can do now is just Final Flare, destroy Rakdos, sack the Grim Physician, get rid of the 3/1, and then I guess the opponent will be forced to double block our, trade off for these Underworld Rage Hounds, which I'm not happy about, but it does prevent him from, well, it's not really good. I guess he can still make 2 1/1s end of turn. But we can maybe deal with Elspeth eventually. We'll see.
If you are going to fight, fight beside me.
Daybreak Chimera, pretty decent target with Final Flare. So I guess we'll just play out the Wolf Strider here, or the Venomous Hierophant. Wolf Strider does make a token for the, does make a token to Final Flare with. Yeah, maybe Wolf Strider is fine here. Next turn we can maybe Final Flare, get rid of 3/3, and then attack in with the 3/2. Since this is going to hit pretty hard, I think I'm just going to tank the damage here since I need the token to sack to destroy the Daybreak Chimera. Okay. Guess we'll be taking a beating. Oh,
You are braver
he
than you
minused. Oh, I guess it's fine taking it. I'll take 8. That's okay. Opponent's not attacking the 3/3. How much does it cost to escape this? 4 cards. He has only 2 in his graveyard, so... Well, I guess I do need, yeah. I guess I need my, hexproof stick, so he can just tap this. I can also just final death it, forcing it to forcing him to tap this, but he's just gonna keep drawing cards. Oh boy, this is not gonna be easy. Guess I'm just forced to final death this on his attack phase, so he doesn't draw cards with this. Yeah, Dream Trawler is a pretty messed up card. Let's just force him to tap it. It's pretty bad use of Final Death, but I don't think we can deal with him. And that's also pretty bad for me since he also can. That also fuels escape for the Elspeth. So, guess we're just gonna die unless we find the sword, the one that gets rid of Indestructible. Stampede Rider, not something I want, so I guess we're just forced to play its Hierophant. I could have also sacked a goat end of turn and maybe Scryed for it. Should have considered that. Well, that's my Shadow Sphere. Yep, good game. We're not beating him. Need a Shadow Spear to deal the Dream Trawler, but once Dream Trawler lands on the battlefield, and yeah, it's pretty much game over. You can't beat it. The card is easily one of the most broken cards in this entire set. In a good color combination too, which is white blue. All right, currently 5-2. Let's maybe get 6 or 7 wins. But Dream Trawler definitely a bomb. Okay, 2-drop, 4-drop, seems fine. We don't have any good creatures to sack. We're on a draw. I think this is an okay keep. Hierophant can help us stabilize, find our escape creatures. We could also just end up milling our good cards. That's another problem with self-mill sometimes. Well, Shadow Sphere is nice, so I guess we didn't miss out on that one. Guess I don't mind the Oriad. Next turn I can play the Sphere. Oriad's fine. One can fix and splash here. Shadow Spear might be necessary to help seal the deal. Hopefully it doesn't main deck an Irreverent Revelers deal the artifact. So gotta be careful here. Guess I don't mind the Shadow Spear, play land, equip the Shadow Spear. Don't think I need to thrill yet, since next turn I do need my lands for the Hierophant. Could just attack in for 2, but that doesn't make any sense since he can just attack back for 2. Do I block this? I think I do. Yeah, I'll block it. Maybe force him to use a pump trick or a removal spell. Like Omen of the Forge, perhaps. Yeah, that's fine with me. So that's already a nice 1-for-1. And then, well, this is going to be a bit of a problem, but we have the Venomous Hierophant that can help us stabilize, perhaps. Alright, those are good mills. Milling the lands are fine since my curve stops at 5. And those cards wouldn't be useful anyways later on. So he has the enchantment to sacrifice to give this first strike, so I don't necessarily want to do anything here. I guess I don't mind just trading. This is a good trade for me. Of course, you can always get back the escape velocity, but I guess now we can nightmare it. Guess I'll play out land now, and then we'll just pass. Think I'll keep everything here. I don't think I want to Final Flare anything. I mean, ditch my Final Flare. But killing the Slayer Priest with the Elspeth's Nightmare is quite nice. This requires 2 creatures to escape. So you can just do it now for the Stampede Rider and get in. I could also just Final Flare, I guess, and kill him. I don't know. I guess I don't mind trading my Venomous Hierophant onto the Underworld Ragehound, since that will also exile his entire graveyard, so we'll just play this out here. No escape creatures, okay. We'll just say go. I'm fine trading out for the 4-1, and then I can also upkeep, use Final Flare with the trigger on the stack, so I might just hold full control here. Trade off for the 4-1 since that's going to exile his entire graveyard, and I want this Ragehound dead. And opponent's in a desperate attacking situation here. Yeah, trading off this makes sense here, so we're just going to take 3. Opponent's going to lose his entire graveyard. I guess he can also escape velocity onto the Temple Thief, but it's just going to be a 3-1, which I don't care about. And then with the trigger on his stack, we can stack the Elspeth's Nightmare to destroy the Stampede Rider. Or I can just sacrifice it to kill the Temple Thief, since I can also just exile the escape velocity. We'll draw. This is going to trigger. And then with the trigger on a stack, we're just going to sacrifice the Elspeth's Nightmare, so it can get full value and also exile the escape velocity. Alright, that's nice, and now the Underworld Ragehound can start gaining life with the Shadow Sphere, so and we have a lot of good stuff in the yard for escape to get it back, so you might be forced to just trade this off and then we can just bring it back. I'm going to equip the Shadow Sphere, although Yeah, we'll just trade off for this since I can just get back in the graveyard next turn. And then I can equip the Shadow Spear onto it. Yeah, and then we can maybe use a Thrill next turn. Okay, and I guess I can get it back again. Sure. Rage Scar Berserker seems fine. And I guess I can equip onto it next turn. This is going to be a 4-3. I think this is more mana efficient. We'll just keep doing this. And then the Rage Scar can give it indestructible, and we can have a lot of powerful attacks. Yeah, we'll just play this out. Now he can't block it or destroy it unless he exiles in response or something. Yeah, Shadow Spear is a pretty messed up card. But Nightmare is also a pretty messed up card. Catoblepus, sure. That will kill the 5-3, sure, I don't mind that. And I'll just re-equip the Shadow Spear and maybe even bring back my Underworld Charger. Don't think I need to Final Death anything. Nothing scary here. Force a double block, or he just takes it here. And I can constantly start escaping again. Yeah, escape is so good in this set. Just the amount of times I can reanimate my Underworld Rage Hound is quite nice. Opponent can just do a bunch of chump blocks, sure. Guess the Wings of Hubris can maybe just seal the deal here. Does Portent seal the deal? Yeah, we'll just do this. Maybe make him concede once he sees the Wings of Hubris. And we can also play out the Stampede Rider. Yeah, this is pretty much game over at this point. The Hierophant's doing a lot of good work in this deck. If we milled our Shadow Spear, I would be a little bit more unhappy, to be honest, but we managed to draw pretty early in this game, so kind of got lucky that we didn't mill it away. Otherwise, the opponent could have maybe just killed us by smashing us to death. But yeah, it's pretty much game over here. Alright, what's the score? I guess it's 6-2. Final boss. I might not have enough time to look over the deck since I have 10 minutes left of recording. So we're just going to search out a game as quickly as possible, and hopefully we can win the game in 10 minutes. But yeah, this is a pretty nice deck. Let's go to the final boss, and hopefully we can get to 7. Okay, well, Wolf Strider as a 3-drop is pretty nice with Final Flare. We'll keep this. Another white opponent. Oh, okay. Well, Shao Spear is just game over, I guess, unless he finds a way to destroy it. I guess there's Revoke Existence in white, the 2-mana destroy enchantment or artifact that can deal with this. But yeah, Shao Spear is a pretty messed up card. Guess I don't mind leading with the Wolf Strider, since it also makes a token that might need to Final Flare something. We'll see. Definitely not going to trade for this Hero to Pride, so I might just develop the 3-drop or equip the Shao Spear and start attacking. Warbriars, okay, I guess that'll just kill my 3-2. Sure. Don't think I'm sacking the 0-1 since it's a nice target for Final Flare. And I can escape it later, so not in a hurry. The Stampede Rider, I guess, still holds off the 2-4, so we'll just play it out. No need to Final Flare yet. We'll just play it slow. He might even be forced to stay back on defense, given that I have the Shao Spear that can just keep gaining me life. But I'm fine just equipping onto this next turn, depending on if he attacks or blocks. I will decide whether or not I want to attack or block. If he's attacking, I'll take 2, because that does imply like he has a combat trick. And that can be pretty annoying. Well, just passes, okay. Guess we'll just play out Swamp, equip. And then we'll just stay back, or we could just attack. Attacking isn't that bad. He's definitely keeping up his mana for something, so I'm going to stay back here. And this isn't even gonna attack past a 2-4. I'll let that resolve. There's a chance he could play like a Commanding Presence on the 2-4 and need to respond with the Final Flare. He's just using this to ramp, I guess. Right, knew he had it. Well, that sucks. So now what? I guess we let that happen. Yeah, maybe should have gotten that 3 points of lifelink. And a turn, I guess I don't mind Final Flaring away the token. Since I do have access to Final Death at instant speed, we'll just get rid of it now. So missed out on 3 points of damage. That's unfortunate, but that's a nice top deck. And then we can duress his hand. Siona, that's a good one. Okay, I don't think I care about the Wolf's Will. The Hydra's Growth is quite scary, though. The Omen's annoying. Yeah, Hydra's Growth can go. And then, do I really want to port in anything? Not really. Well, I guess we can just stay back. Keep land in hand. I'm not really in the mood to attack. The opponent has a lot more stuff going on than me. This creature is going to be a pretty annoying blocker. I could just Final Death at end of turn, since I do want to eventually get my resources to escape the Wolf Strider. Sure, I don't think I care about that. Not really an aura, because he's just going to play out multiple Sionas, or just flash in the Omen end of turn. It's fine, exile the graveyard. So that can prevent future Voracious Typhons. We'll just play land and pass. We're kind of flooding here, but we're okay. And the turn he's going to use the Omen of the Sun. I can still play defense against everything here. Land, pretty interesting. Huh. He kept the land on top. That doesn't make any sense. I guess he scryed too, so he knew what was coming up next. The question is, do I Final Death to 3/6? I think I do if he decides to play it. Although I do want to answer Voracious Typhon. This 3/6 body is still something that can attack past my 2/3. And I want to have enough stuff on the battlefield to eventually escape my Wolf Strider, so we'll just exile it here. Omen of the Forge, pretty good. We can sack it end of turn to get back our Wolf Strider the turn after, and also helps me scry, so this seems good. Hero. Okay, not so the opponent doesn't really have a scary deck. It seems alright. Nothing I need to be afraid of. Lampad with the Potent is pretty nice. Huh. Yeah, Lampad with the Potent is pretty nice. But I do have Wolf Strider ready to stack, so I don't think we need it. I think we just need some beefy top end creatures, I think, to kind of smash through against the opponent. So now we can just play out the Wolf Strider. We can even sack the token end of turn. I guess I also don't mind the opponent double blocks, so I'm going to attack in with the Rider here. Maybe we can trade in for the Siona, since it can be a pretty big nuisance later on. So opponent's just flooding out. He's just going to make a 2/2 here. That's fine. Could just stay back with a 2/3 now. We'll activate the Scry, I think. Yep, bomb the mountain. Now I guess we stay back. Ooh, Gravebreaker? Gravebreaker is quite nice. Guess I don't mind trading the Stampede Rider. I could just steal Siona, perhaps. Get an attack with all. Let's say he double blocks the Stampede Rider or the Wolf Strider, and we can sack Siona. Maybe we just want to sack something better. I'll just Gravebreaker here, and then we can throw in an Underworld Ragehound into the graveyard. Shuffle the library. I guess I don't mind trading with the Stampede Rider. It doesn't seem like a good creature at this point, since I have good blockers already. Trade off for the Siona or the Hero. We'll see. I just want to stop him from